Is this a weird way to sit? Is it very...
No, that's how everyone's been sitting. Very
Okay.
cash, yeah.
Annie Clark, do you know you have the same... I'm sure people have told you the same name as St. Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time. And people always tweet to me, like, thinking I'm the other Annie Clark, and they're like, when the, like, ruling that everyone could get married the other day, someone was like, Annie Clark, now you can marry Cara Delevingne, because I think they're dating or something. And I had so many people say that to me. I was like, sweet. Okay.
How was it like hanging out with everybody today?
It was great. I haven't seen so many of these people in like 3 years, so it's been
Like
pretty
Charlotte?
fun. Well, Charlotte I see all the time.
Oh, yes. I heard
Yeah.
that your boyfriends are like friends.
Yeah.
You have like a communal connect.
Yeah, so Charlotte and her boyfriend set us up, so we double date a lot.
Setups.
Yeah.
Like a blind date setup?
Not a blind date, but like, inviting us both to the bar and telling the other one about us. So we like knew when we met that like about the other one already.
See, I'm always like, I used to be a little skeptical of setups. And then like, as I'm getting older, I'm like, no problem. Tell me when and where.
Yeah,
I won't be
there's
there.
something nice about like your friend, knowing
Yeah.
your qualities and seeing
If they
how,
match, yeah.
Sometimes you can't always choose for yourself.
But my worry is that, when a friend sets you up and let's say like it's just completely tanks, and it's like, what do you tell your friend after?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you're like, oh, the person.
You say it's their fault.
Yeah, the person you're friends with like is a real dud.
Yeah, or they didn't like me or something.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that worked out. But what's really cool that you said that you watched the entire series.
Yeah.
Because like it's a lot, and like a lot of people haven't. And like me included, like not that I haven't watched, but I haven't seen every episode. Like I'm rusty on 8, I'm a bit rusty on 9. But
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like, so what did you think when you saw like the first episode where you're like, damn, this is like
it wasn't
weird.
like I went back and watched. Like I just like so many other people grew up watching it, so
True.
it was. And it's like one of those shows that is always on TV, like kind of like Friends, how you can just always find it on TV. So that's sort of how I started watching it. I don't remember being like, oh, now I'm gonna tune into Degrassi. It was just like I
It was just
ended
there.
up catching
Yeah.
every episode, and then I got some seasons on DVD.
Nice.
So I could like catch up, and then definitely when I was on the show, I went back and watched a few more. But like I remember seeing like the school shooting episode
Really?
on TV. I remember JT, like the JT stabbing stuff,
Oh my God.
like and being like, no.
No, that's just so funny. I'm so fascinated because it must be weird to like have watched it as a viewer and then all of a sudden be in it.
Yes.
Because when you're in it, because I've had the reverse. I got to watch your guys' seasons objectively as a viewer now because I'm not in it, so I
Yeah.
can actually watch it as a show.
Yeah.
Was there somebody in our years that like you liked that was like your crush or like another character or like a female character you saw yourself in?
Yeah, well, it's actually so funny. I was so starstruck coming even just like into Epitome for the first time, but like I loved Charlotte and Paula, and
That's so awesome.
seeing them like in, like at the start of every season we like gather in the lunchroom and everyone sort of like introduces themselves and stuff, and I remember like seeing Charlotte and Paula like in the flesh and going up to them and introducing myself after, and like it's so funny that
Yeah, now
I'm
you're
friends
just
with
like,
them
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's like, why was I ever nervous about you?
I know, but it is like, it's always weird just seeing someone on TV for so many years and then seeing them in the flesh.
I always
and like
think...
you guys too, and I always loved like your characters and like Craig and Ellie and all of those.
Well, it's so funny, right? Because it's like you think that if you're on a show, you're on TV, you're kind of like exempt, that you're not going to get starstruck or like. But it is weird because sometimes like I'll see somebody where I'm like, why am I nervous? I know that they're regular people,
Yeah.
but I guess I just spend so much time watching them that.
It's true. And you watching like our like sort of the later seasons after, I bet even though you're watching it like more as a viewer, you still like will be like, oh yeah, that's that
Yeah.
room, and like that's you
was-
like recognize certain things. Like I don't really know what's going on now, but I know that if I watched it, it would still have like such a familiarity
Yeah,
because I was
totally.
like in those rooms.
It's like that was my classroom. That was
Yeah.
this. There was somebody that I was watching a lot of, and I saw in real life one of the new cast, and I kind of. Oh, it was Monroe. So like I
yeah.
was just at a house party and I saw Monroe, but I had just been like working on a couple things with the show, and I've been watching so much of Eli's character, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like Monroe. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like you've worked with it, but it just, I don't know, it's a weird little trick on your brain.
It is weird.
there's something that I've been dying to ask you now that you're here in the flesh. What the hell is up with this pig? Why did Fiona get a pig?
I have no idea.
Like, I just have really struggled with the pig.
I still don't know, but I'm so happy that she did.
Can you tell me about the pig experience?
Well, I remember like reading that episode and being like, is this real? Do I really get a pig? We're like, well, yeah, what do you think? It's gonna be like a robot pig or something?
I love how they said it, well, like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
What?
I'm like, this is weird, no? And they like brought it in to meet me before we were shooting and
So just so like you can introduce yourself.
yes, we could like
see if you have any
run up to each
chemistry.
other.
Yeah.
We did,
Yeah.
clearly. Yeah, and that pig was actually like super cute. Like it was kind of like a dog. It wasn't like, I don't know, but it always had to be eating or else it would like go in search of food. So I had like a scene where
Sounds
I
like me on set.
I had like a scene where I had to carry it in like a bag like to school, like
But
as
it wasn't
if it
that
was
big?
It was so big. In the scene,
It didn't fit in a bag.
No, it was a huge bag. Like no one was
You were
casually.
carrying it?
Yeah, I had to carry it
Was
into
it heavy?
class. So heavy.
This is so
They wanted it to be like a little like micro pig, like teacup pig, like so it would just
a
fit
micro,
cutely.
yeah, like Paris Hilton style.
Yeah, but it was just like a smallish but pot belly pig. Like it was huge still. And his name was Edward.
Oh, Edward.
But in the show, his name was Porcelina.
So why does Fiona, like, all jokes aside, why does Fiona get a pig?
I think for company.
She was lonely, right?
Her sort of like underlying thing has been like not being able to be alone. I think that's where like a lot of her problems stem from. So I think this was her idea of, having a friend around all the time. Why a pig
Nobody.
is what she would do.
Well, the interesting thing is that
beyond me.
Fiona and Marco have a lot in common because Marco was very lonely one episode and got a bunny.
Oh yes.
Yes, a bunny.
But like that wasn't for long either.
No, I don't know if bunnies and pigs replace men and friends, but
Whatever
apparently
happened
for
to a
our
dog?
character, yeah, so true. Why don't we even like a cat?
I
A
know.
cat would be nice, or a hamster,
Yeah,
or
actually
a bunch.
Fiona had a cat too.
Oh, she did, Mr.
But then she,
something
Mr.
Pants.
Tuxedo Pants.
And then you let him free because you got drunk one night and you were like, screw this cat.
People still like write to me being like, why did you do like? I think there's some PETA people like
It's
not
actually-
happy with the fact that I just like threw a cat out of the
Well,
fire
at least she
escape.
didn't cook and eat Edward, so that's, I think, very
That's
nice.
true.
Yes.
That's true.
So speaking of like pigs and animals,
Mm-hmm.
Fiona dated a bunch of guys and a couple pigs.
Good segue.
Great segue, especially
Bobby.
Bobby. Thank you. And I was thinking about you in those scenes, thinking about being thrown down the stairs and being hit and all that. Is it weird being in a scene where there's like violence? Do you feel scared?
Yeah, no, not like, I think that's also almost why it's harder to shoot because everyone makes it such a safe environment on
Yeah.
set and you talk through it and you rehearse it and it's, there's all these measures in place so that you feel so safe that it's almost like way harder to get to this place of like, feeling hurt or terrified, especially like knowing Ben is such a great guy, but yeah, so that made it like a little harder, but it was crazy, like with the throwing down the stairs part, like seeing the stunt double actually do that, and then I had to like get into the position that she ended up in, and just like suddenly sort of be crying, like as if I had just done that, but definitely like really emotional stuff to shoot, but I wouldn't want to be a stunt double.
Serious. I watched my a stunt double get like gay bashed for Marco, and I just remember looking at it and finding it so bizarre because it's like you playing that character, you're right, then you step back and you see this horrible thing happen to somebody.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be you.
Yeah, exactly. And you're supposed to like react as if that has just happened to you, so it's kind of weird, but.
So do you think, with Fiona in that situation, she has Bobby, she has this like tumultuous relationship with Bobby. I'm so glad she won that trial. Boom.
Yeah,
Killed it.
boom.
Well done. Do you think that was kind of maybe pushed her to come out? Or like,
Maybe.
does it work that way, you think? Or
Well, I think that's like, it's kind of a controversial thing because you don't want to say, like, I like to think that Fiona has been trying to find, where she belongs all along, and I think she went to Bobby because she was like, oh, this will look good. Look,
Yeah.
he's this catch.
Very much
Everyone
a part of like
loves
her
him.
family. Like,
Yeah, in that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was the moment where she was like, okay, you know, this is not for me, and like, it doesn't matter about, like, because even this seemingly perfect guy, you know, something so terrible could happen. So I think that's where she became like really strong and like, okay, I'm gonna sort of find what makes me happy. Because even like, that's when she left New York and decided she
Yeah.
wanted to go back to Degrassi, whereas like
by herself.
yeah, and in like the first season that Fiona ever came into Degrassi, she like always sort of felt like she was too good for it. So I like that moment of like going to a different school and realizing like, oh no, this is actually where I belong.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was this kind of humbled spirit in her that didn't roll
Like
with like
that.
the high society kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then she comes out. I
Yeah.
just always found that like so fascinating because it's, and my favorite scene. I actually for a list, like a top 10 list, I picked Mrs. Coyne and Fiona. When Fiona comes out to her mom, because it's just such a lovely moment where it's like not every scenario is going to be impossible. It's so nice that we got to see an opportunity, or we were given the opportunity to see a parent or a scenario in Degrassi where it was like, I love you, it's cool.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
and that actually exists and that's out there.
And I like that Degrassi does that with a lot of their storylines, like gives different people's perspectives on it, and it's not always like every time Degrassi has a gay character, it's always different. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not the
another
same
tale
story
around,
being
like,
tackled
yeah.
over and over again. And I remember really liking that too, because I know that me going to high school, that I had friends who were gay and it wasn't an issue. And I know that it, like for a lot of people, it is really difficult, but I've also seen friends where it's been like, it has worked out really well for them. So it was nice to even see like in Fiona's coming out storyline, that with her mom, and then coming to school and like she's talking to Holly J and Anya, and Holly J mentioned something about a girl to me, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
And Anya's like, oh, cool.
She's like, oh, cool,
And then
alright.
like it's never mentioned
Yeah.
again, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like an interesting take on it.
Totally. And it's nice to show like these stories of hope for young people, you know, that like maybe my parents will be okay with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Fiona falls in love with her good friend.
Yeah.
Which always gets a little tricky. And then she falls in love with Imogen. How was you and Christine's like
Oh,
are you
so
comfortable doing, you know, gay scenes with like,
Yeah, I mean, we always say, because like I always get asked that question, like, oh, like how is it kissing girls or something, and I always say like it's weird kissing your friends on camera is weird no matter what. Like if I were
Yeah.
kissing like Luke or Monroe, like they're still my really good friends.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be just as weird feeling to me as kissing Christine, you know? Actually more so probably, because Christine and I were just like so close, and
Yeah.
we always laugh about how we would be like
And I think
having boy drama, and we'd be like
That's
talking
what I'm saying.
in
I
between.
think it helps that you're both straight.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes it less complicated. Like, let's just kiss for a little bit and then we'll go back, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It gets more complicated.
We'd be like
kissing
talking
in a
about
row,
our
yeah.
boyfriends and being like, oh, like guys are so annoying. Anyway, so that was really, really fun. And yeah, I love Christine. She's like one of my closest friends. So I was happy to have like all of my scenes with her.
So, like, how would you describe then, like, Fiona's just arc? Like, where she started to where she finished? Is it a story
Yeah.
that you buy, that you're happy to
Yeah.
have seen?
Yeah, definitely. I think she started off really sort of fragile and like coming from, like we said, this high society New York scene that I think she felt really pressured to be a part of and live up to. And then I think that just became less and less important to her as time went on, which was nice to see. And like overcame a lot of tough stuff, like more than any high school kid should ever have to go through.
But I think between, you know, the writers and how you played Fiona, despite like all her dramas, she was always so sincere and you were really rooting for her. So, you know, all the way to the very end,
Yeah.
even in her departure to Rome.
Yes, and becoming valedictorian after
Yes.
failing. Like
After all that,
if that doesn't show that like anything is possible, I don't know
no.
what does.
And I wish her all the best in Rome. I do hope
do
she's
too.
happy.
I hope how
And-
could she not be?
Yeah, and like designing with like Donatello or something.
That would be just great. I
Delight.
hope the best for Fiona.
Yeah.
I hope
Her and her
Marco can
bag.
come visit.
Yes, I think it would be great. I'll bring my buddy. What was the name of the carnival that Fiona puts on?
Oh, the Frostival. How could I forget? The
And
moment I first kissed.
what ride was Fiona on when she kisses Imogen?
Oh, the Ferris wheel. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna give you one from our. Okay, so
Yeah, I was like, give me some other
Okay, so
trivia.
Principal Simpson
yeah.
has been he has been a godfather to which character?
Godfather to which character?
And a stepfather to which character?
Well, stepfather to Emma.
Killed it. This
Godfather.
Godfather one is a bit tricky. I think it starts in 9.
Starts in 9. Oh. Oh. Wait, is it Craig's sister or something? Wait, who is Craig's sister?
This is middle. This is actually also, it kind of goes into your years too.
Who? It's a guy. Oh, it's AJ. Oh my God, yeah,
Yes.
it's AJ. What's his character name?
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I totally.
I
forgot
only
about
learned that recently.
Yes,
I
yeah.
thought Mr. Simpson helping everybody.
Can you guys name all the people who've worn the logo on their bags?
Can
Oh,
we name
that's a
all the
good
people
one.
who have worn the logo?
That's a good one.
Okay, well,
Okay.
Marco.
Yeah, you, Paula. I know I'm not going in
Brincats.
order, but.
Oh, it's actually season 1 was an extras butt.
Right,
background's
the butt one.
butt,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Then Marco. Then Brincats.
Yeah, yeah. Was it just you until?
Yeah,
Paula?
I did it twice because my back work is stellar.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Mindy
Yes.
Didn't she do it?
Melinda did it.
and Lou,
Claire.
or no?
Claire did it.
Claire. Oh, that was the later ones. Yeah.
So it's all been girls and a gay.
I thought Luke did it.
Was there a boy? I think Luke did it too. What was he wearing?
Wait, Paula caught the football, right? And then yeah,
And then
and then Luke.
then
maybe
Mindy
did- Mindy just
kind of
had,
smiled
like,
with a
jacket.
binder
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah,
And then Claire ran up to Mindy at one point and like scared
Jostled her? Yeah.
Yeah, jostled her. Great word. And then I don't know what was
I think that might be it. And now no one has it.
no one has it.
Now
It's the
isn't it
end of
just-
the, it's the end of an era.
I always wanted it to be me.
I mean, it's a cool thing to have.
It is. I just came out of a limo like this, my first
I
one,
loved it.
and then Declan gets
And he
my
like
hand.
it
Yeah.
gets you out, which is again like, would a brother do that? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
They're weird.
I
And then
just
my
like-
other one, I was like directing the school play, and I had to be like,
Oh, I liked that. I like those
because
storylines with you
Stefan's
like.
like, okay, can you like, so you're directing in the opening. I'm like, what do you do for directing? He's like, do something like.
Do you guys have a favorite freeze frame from back in the day?
Favorite freeze frame? Well, they stopped on freeze frames.
Oh, I always wanted a freeze frame too. I came in the season after freeze frames stopped going.
Yeah, because they took it away with telenovela.
I found they always like stopped on something unflattering.
Favorite freeze? Oh, it's got to be
What?
graduation
Oh,
hats.
throwing up the hats. That's nice.
Yeah, that was always a nice one.
Everyone loves a grad episode.
You didn't really get one, did you?
I did. I was
Oh, you
valedictorian.
did. Oh, it's just because I got confused because you got held behind.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
of your-
So I didn't get
because
one.
of your
I still
drinking
got like a
problem.
good prom
Yeah, yeah.
time, 2 prom times.
That's nice,
But
right.
I actually had a great graduation because we all sang "I've Had the Time of My Life" as
Oh,
balloons
yeah,
fell from the
that's so
ceiling,
true. Great
and it was the last
song.
thing we shot. So like everyone was crying, and it was really cute.
I mean, it's always hard to say goodbye, especially to a show like Degrassi.
I know, especially after like you said you figured out you were on 8 years.
Like
Or-
8 years,
Yeah.
something like that. And you were on
That's-
for a while too.
Yeah, 4. But like it's weird, especially like those years of your life. It's like when you're growing up, and it seems more important, I
It
think,
is.
than like
It's like
maybe
your
4
formative
years later.
years.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling when you were a kid when you left camp and you were like, I'm genuinely heartbroken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back and try to put the pieces
I
of
don't
my
know
life
how I
back
go
together.
back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you.
And
This
catching
is
up. It's always
super
such a
fun.
delight to catch up with like people I didn't get to grow up
I
with.
know.
So
Let's do it
maybe
again.
our characters will come together again.
That would be nice. In Rome.
In Rome.
Let's make it happen.
Fiona,
Shooting on location.
Marco, Pig, and a buddy.